to switch a passion into a profession. If you have ever had a calling, a cause, something that you wanted to help in society, but you thought, well, I can't just go and help people because I've got to provide for myself and I have to go and work and I've got to pay the bills. My guest today has found a way to be able to serve that thing that pulls at his heartstrings and be able to provide for his family as well. And my guest today is Luke Mickelson. He's the executive director and founder of Sleep in Heavenly Peace, a non-profit that builds and delivers beds to children in need. He went from making great money to making zero money and is today with us to tell us the tale of how that actually happens and provide for his family. So take you back to a time where you were working in your corporate job, where you were making great money, and it was a career, I think, that was spanning 18 years in a particular company. That's right. Can you take us back to that and say, so you're working there, you've got a family, things are going well, and then you see a situation where a kid is sleeping on the floor. What is going through your mind, and why did that situation really make you stop?
You know, as the story goes, when it was around Christmas time, it came up in one of our meetings that there was a family that had kids sleeping on the floor, which just was kind of shocking to me. I didn't know that that was a problem, and they fell on some bad times. So of course we wanted to help, you know, so we kicked around a lot of ideas in our meetings, and you know, where can we get a bed donated? Let's just go down and buy one. How do you raise money for it? Yada, yada. And, you know, the thought came to me, I said to myself, you know, here I've got these kids. They were 12 to 16, 18-year-old boys that instead of putting an Xbox controller in their hand, how about we try to put a drill in their hand and we'll teach them how to do something with it, you know? And I thought, we could do this by building a bed. My daughter had a bunk bed, so I kind of fashioned it after that and drew it up and went and got the wood. And over the next couple of days, we built this bunk bed on my garage. And then we got to deliver it. And funny story is I didn't get to deliver. I kind of stayed in my garage cleaning up while the other boys and some of the other leaders delivered the bed. But to hear their story on the next day and the impact it had with the family, with the parents, especially the mom. You know, at Christmas time, you got your kids and you want to provide for them. And I don't know, it just something inside of me. I said, you know what? Two things. I've got to teach these kids how to appreciate what they have, you know. But I also wanted to have them experience the joy of giving back to someone and volunteering. And so I remember I got up off the couch and my wife was cooking dinner in the kitchen, and I was walking out of the garage, and she stopped me and said, "What, you know, where are you going?" I said, "You know what? We've got some extra wood. I'm just going to go build another bed." And I said, you know, no kid was going to sleep on the floor in my town if I had anything to do with it. And so that's when we decided we're going to make something of it. I always tell people, look, Sleeping Heavenly Peace, or SHP as we call it, really solves two problems. It obviously solves child bedlessness, you know, getting kids off the floor, but it also brings families together, brings communities together. The fortunate thing was, you know, we entered into doing Sleep in Heavenly Peace with no intention of it being a nonprofit. And so we officially became a nonprofit 2 years later. So 2014 is when we were an official nonprofit. And so I still worked, you know, for the next 4 years. You know, 2 years. We did it just in, you know, part-time. I remember coming home one day and I said, you know, Heidi, that's my wife. I said, we need to make a decision here. And I said, you're right. I mean, I'm the breadwinner without hesitation. My wife said, oh yeah, you have to quit your job. Wow. Returning the favor, this Facebook Watch episode with Mike Rowe, it aired February of last year. Well, it had over almost 9.5 million views.
Wow.
And we had after that aired for the next couple of 3 months, we had over 3,000 new chapter requests globally. We've been able to put train over 166 chapters.
Oh my goodness. 166 chapters?
In 42 states. Just a couple of months later, it was really funny. I had a vendor that I worked with in my previous job, as soon as they found out that, you know, I was open, they offered me, you know, they wanted me to come work for them. And it was actually an area of my work that I really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wasn't executive vice president like I was in my other job, so it wasn't near as demanding. But it was very enjoyable. But when I sat in the interview with them, I said, I hope you understand that my passion is my nonprofit, and that will always come first. You know, they hired me. I made half as much as I did before. It wasn't very much, but we were very grateful for it. So I was very competitive in nature, and I always sought for that. And I thought that was in my salary. But when I delivered that first bunk to that kid, you know, I walked away there going, you know what? I don't care about that anymore. I don't care about, you know, the house I live in or what people think about the car I drive. Because you know what? 25, 45, 60 years from now, or when I'm dead, I want to be able to look back and go, you know what? It's not the money I made, but it's the people I helped. And I don't know, that really just resonated with me. So now I measure success so differently now. You know, it's to me, it's about the journey of life and how you treat people along that journey, and what impact that you're going to leave what footprint are you going to leave on this planet when you die. And I just want it to be a good one.
I love that.